talking about recovery from hiatus or from an injury, passionate about golfing, but after an injury, she had to stop for nearly 3 years. When she was finally able to start again, she was eager to pick up right where she and what used to be easy and felt like a struggle. The game that had once brought so much joy now left her exhausted after just a few minutes. Of course, she got frustrated and questioned, why can't I get back to where I was? I'm trying so hard. The more she focused on how painful and difficult her weekly fun outings had become, the more discouraged she became after she had quit for a while. She had almost given up completely until she decided, maybe I need to shift my perspective. I don't need to be what I used to be. I need to be who I am today. And the same philosophy applies to our business. Is it time to relaunch? Quitting meant giving up more than the game. It was giving up the joy, the fun, the weekly social outings. Perspective, instead of comparing herself to her old abilities, she started celebrating the small wins, getting through the warm up without pain, being able to go hit a bucket of balls and feel better about it. Next step was playing a whole round of golf, maybe chipping out of the sand. And before you know it, she pulled out the driver and was able to hit from the tee and play an entire game. And it wasn't about keeping score, it was about completing the game at that point, getting to the end of 18 holes. Most importantly, it was simply about enjoying the fresh air, the sun on her face, playing golf with friends, and not keeping score or focusing on what wasn't working. But slowly and surely, she found her strength returning. And there'll come a time when it's time to keep score, and there'll come a time when it's ready to be competitive. But right now, it's just the movement forward that makes the difference. And this didn't happen overnight. It was step by step that she made progress. She realized that growth is always measured by how fast and how far you can go. But it doesn't have to mean you have to run a whole mile. Remember, a journey of 1,000 steps starts with that first step. A journey of 1,000 miles starts with that first step. So be proud of where you're at today. Be proud of the things that you've accomplished today. And if things aren't going well, how can you shift your perspective and start doing something a little bit different? If you haven't been using social media to build your business, why not? What's one simple step that you could do today? If you have been using social media to start and run your business, what can you do to tweak it to make it just a little bit better? I know for me, I have stopped or have never used TikTok, but yet I'm seeing a lot of people who are having great success with TikTok and with Instagram. And I opened up an Instagram or reactivated my Instagram account and opened up a TikTok account. Haven't done anything with it yet. Didn't even build a profile or a bio, but enough people have said they're having great success with it that is something that I want to consider doing. And by considering it for me meant, okay, I'll download the app and then we'll see what goes from there. I was able to watch other people's videos, see what other people are doing at the moment. And it's something I may choose to add to my social media marketing. Not there yet, but I did the baby step. And the baby step for me was downloading the app. Where do we find strength to go on, whether it's in that physical capacity of going and playing golf or running, around the block versus running a marathon after a physical injury like that? Where do we find the strength to go on and return to what we love after an injury or after a hiatus, time away, or lack of success? COVID was something that threw many of our businesses into a bit of a tailspin. How do we get started? Have you been able to relaunch your business and get going again? There are many, many, many companies that have failed because of that hiatus, that time off, and they haven't been able to figure out how to get back to where they were. But rather than getting back to where you were, let's start from where we are. In the journey of life, we're bound to encounter hurdles. These hurdles test our spirit, our resiliency, and even our abilities. And among these challenges, recovering from an injury or taking a hiatus from an activity that fills your heart with joy can be particularly trying. It's a test not just of physical endurance, but of emotional resilience as well. We often face challenges that test our resilience and determination. And one of the most daunting challenges is dealing with the injury or hiatus from something we deeply love. Many entrepreneurs do what they do because they came out of a struggle to do it. It was something that they loved and found passion in it. And when that gets taken away, it's as if you get taken out at the knees. Like you are just shut down, and you lose a part of your soul when that's happening. So whether it's a sport, a hobby, or an activity that brings you joy and fulfillment, being forced to take a step back can both be physically and emotionally taxing. However, it's in these moments of pause and reflection that we can find the strength to go on and eventually return to doing the things that we love. And it's often through those trials that we discover our true strength and the capacity to return to our passions with renewed vigor and appreciation. I was that person that used to golf, and I had almost a 3-year hiatus from doing that. And I golfed every week with my family on Sundays with my dad and my brother, my sister, my mom. We golfed together a lot. And so when I wasn't able to do that, it took a part of me away, that camaraderie, that missing of the family, and longing for that time that we had together. It wasn't even about the golf. It wasn't about the score. It wasn't about how well I did or how bad I did. It was about the people that I was with. And so look at your life. Is there something missing, something that you had to give up or change or let go of? What did you lose by letting that go? And is there a way to get some version of that back where you are right now? Can you pick up with some baby steps and maybe bring that joy back into your life? How do we navigate this journey of recovery and rediscovery, getting back to where we were? And I'll say first is embrace the healing. I did not want to do surgery on my shoulder after I had fallen a couple of times. I had a bicycle injury and I jacked my shoulder pretty good, which took me out of a lot of different things, not just golf, but that was one of my favorite. I had to embrace the recovery process. Surgery would not get me 100%. And I said, I believe that the body has the ability to heal. I'm a retired holistic health practitioner. I've been an herbalist for many, many years. And so I understand the benefits of food and nutrition and supporting the body with fitness, strength training, physical therapy. There's so many resources out there for us to have access to that I believed in my body's ability to heal and decided I was going to embrace my healing from that perspective. It took time, but I have 100% recovery and I have zero pain. But I brought people into that recovery process with me, and I embraced that healing process rather than fighting against it or totally giving up. I'm not saying I didn't give up. At times I did give up. But the key to that healing process is really listening to your body and giving it the time that it needs to heal, honoring the pace that your body needs, and allow yourself the grace to fully heal. I could have rushed the process and decided I needed surgery on it, and, pushed it along and pushed my body to that physical, after the surgery, having the physical therapy and doing all of the things that I needed to do. I could have pushed. And, yeah, that just wasn't where I was at. There were so many other things happening in my life at that time that I wanted to do it more gracefully and slowly. And so I sought help from a couple of different physical therapists, massage therapists, acupuncturists, supporting my body with herbs like comfrey that causes healing to happen. So I did it gently. May have taken longer than some people, may have been better or shorter than other people who chose that route and didn't ever get to 100% recovery, because once we start cutting and tearing and damaging muscle tissue, sometimes it doesn't come back to the way that it was. So you get to make the choice. You get to make the decision, whether it's your physical body, your mental state of mind, or your business. This might mean stepping away from your beloved activity for a while, but remember, it's a temporary sacrifice for a long-term solution. My long-term health, in my opinion, will be better because I took the time to get my body back to status quo, allow it to do the healing process on its own. Uh, Not saying it wouldn't work the other way. This is just the way that I chose to do it and wanted to see what happened. And the same is true with your business. Things evolve. I've been in business for over 40 years. I've owned a number of businesses, and there are ebbs and flows. We've had great success, partners and I, and we've had, I'll use the word massive failures. We've had massive failures or things that didn't work, but it was allowing time for the business to come back and shifting gears, shifting perspective, updating with the times. What are we doing that we've always done? Are you doing the same thing 20 years later in business and expecting a different result? Is it time to update, upgrade? Is it time to use social media? Is it time to, put all of your contacts into a database and create a system so that you can follow up with them and ask for referrals? Because so many businesses who have been around a long time live on referrals. They don't even advertise anymore because they have so much business coming in from referrals. But if you don't establish a system and put it in place and start working that system, the referrals are hard to come by. So during this time, explore alternatives to, self-care practices if it's your body, or business practices that have changed or shifted, new technologies that might be available. How can you practice these new things, learn new skills, and embrace the healing, whether it's your body or your business? Number two today is going to be seek support and guidance. Do you need to retool? Do you need a little bit of training with social media? Do you need to find an app and play with it for a while, like I'm doing with the TikTok app? Is this something that I really want to use? Is it in alignment with my vision and how I see my business? Seeking support from friends, family, if it's a personal, seeking help from mentors or professionals who can guide you through the recovery or relaunch of your business, or even starting anew. There are many people out there who are experienced with dealing with what you're going through right now, whatever it is. There's somebody out there who has been there and been through it before. So please don't try to go it alone. And certainly, I would beg of you, don't give up, because the world needs your talents. The world needs your gifts and what you're doing. Get into a community of like-minded individuals who can offer encouragement, advice, and understanding. Surrounding yourself with a supportive community can also provide you with emotional support, the emotional boost that you need to stay positive and motivated. Their support can be a beacon of hope and a source of strength as you work your way back. If you go it alone, it's much more difficult. I'm full of cliches today. I think there was a saying that said, if you want to go fast, go alone. If you want to go far, go with a group. And so get into community, whatever that looks like. I run mastermind communities. I have a health and wellness community that I run every Saturday morning. That group of people has been together for over 4 years, and they stick with it because it makes a difference in their life. I have business communities that have been going Monday through Friday morning from 8 till 9 a.m. Eastern time, Monday through Friday. And it's a support community for business executives who, if they need support, they can come there. They can bring their issues. We do a training every week. We talk about something. Both of those communities are free or by donation. So those are just two resources that are available to you. And I'm sure there are so many more. So this is today's training is just really to expand your thinking. How do we change our perspective and look at things a little bit differently? Number 3 on my list today is rediscover your passion. For me, I missed golfing so much. It just fed my soul so much in a way that I felt like something was missing. So reconnect with the reasons that you fell in love with your business or whatever activity it is that drives you and thrills you and makes you want to get out of bed in the morning. Whether it's the thrill of competition, the joy of creativity, or the peace that it brings you, remember your passion can reignite your desire to return to it in whatever capacity. And give yourself the grace. It doesn't have to be perfect right out of the chute. Consider engaging with your activity in a new way, such as through coaching or mentoring, a mastermind group, or pulling together people who may be struggling in the same way you are and form your own mastermind group. Meet once a week, call it accountability for you to help to move things forward. Number 4 for this week. Sorry, guys, I'm actually sweating really good because I'm sitting in my car at a campsite doing this training, but pardon me for dabbing my face. Pillar number four on this idea is to set realistic goals. When we push our way through, especially through trauma, we can cause more issues. We can cause more problems. If we push our way through business, if we are, let's use another cliche, a bull in a china shop, we're going to do more damage than we are going to do good. A bull in a china shop, they may get from the front to the back, but they're going to leave a storm in their wake. So find incremental steps to celebrate each milestone. Build in small habits. What are the activities that you can do every day? One of the things that I use is my 12 before 12. I have 12 items that I do Monday through Friday every week before 12 o'clock. And those are things like reach out to 10 folks through my social media, write one handwritten letter every day. I do some prayer and meditation in the mornings. I do some stretching and yoga and physical fitness for my body every single morning. So there's 12 things that I've identified as I win the day if I can get those 12 things done. And I set them for me to do 12 things before 12 o'clock, 12 before 12 every day. Every day is a winning day for me. Now, they don't have to be monumental things. It's not like I'm asking you to write a book before noon every day, but I do have on my list to write a chapter, whether it's, speaking in and dictating a chapter or my thoughts on a chapter. I do want to write a book, and it's a memoir to losing both of my parents, or both of my parents going home to be with the Lord this last year. And it's a memoir of my experience with them and walking on that journey. And so my intention is to put down my thoughts, and hopefully I will get that into a book. I may or may not publish it. I'm really doing it for my benefit about that experience, but I'm seeing and hearing many other folks who are my age, who are taking care of parents and walking this. And I'm listening to some of the struggles that they went through. And I think they're focusing on the struggles is not allowing them to see the joy in what they're getting to do with their parents' final days, months, weeks of their life. So I'm writing a book about it. But it's a behavior of putting some thoughts down on paper every day, or dictating it every day so that it can be put onto paper, and I can move closer and closer to that goal. So whatever it is for you, find that gradual approach that will prevent you from bypassing it, from overlooking it. Put those small little habits in place so that you can start to build on what it is that you're wanting to accomplish, the goal that you're trying to achieve, whether it's getting back into physical fitness health, or making more money in your business. It's a testament to your resilience and progress when you can do these things little by little each and every day. And these victories that we celebrate by doing that at the end of the week, they'll keep you going. They'll create the momentum, and having it set in stone and on your calendar every day will actually create the accountability for you to keep going. When you're seeing the success, I'm starting to see things start to come together. And then I go back and I reflect and I read some of the stuff that I've already written. And then it gives me another story or another idea that I think about. So I'm building in accountability by saying, this is something that I'm going to do every day, these 12 items before 12 o'clock. So hope that helps. Number 5, embrace that new perspective that I had mentioned earlier. Sometimes an injury, a hiatus, a slowing of the business can actually offer a new perspective on your activity and life in general. Did it create more free time? Is that something that you want to keep and hold on to? Rather than working 80 hours a week, maybe you're working less because you don't have as much business. How can you work less and create more income? There's a perspective switch or shift that can happen when we start to look at our struggles from a different angle. Try to take a 180-degree view of what it is that's causing you some struggle, and see if you don't get some new ideas by doing that. It can teach you about resiliency and patience and the importance of balance in your life. Use this experience to grow and evolve in your practice, perhaps by incorporating new techniques or focusing on aspects that you may have overlooked before. We'd kind of covered that a bit. This renewed perspective can enrich your experience and deepen your appreciation for your business that you love, the activities you love, the family time, in my case, that I missed and I loved. I have to find a way to get back to that because it's a part of my life that's missing, that I regret that it's missing, that I long for, and I will bring back into my world. And this time, it won't be without won't be with my folks because they've gone and passed on. But I can still have that enjoyment with friends. So I've been out twice golfing since this injury. And it was just pure joy. It was pure bliss and pure joy. And I was with friends and I didn't keep score. And it was really just about being out there, being outside in the sun, having that air on my face, having the air in my face, the breeze of the golf cart and the sun on my skin, and just enjoying the time with people. So moving forward, number 6, move forward with grace. Recovering from whatever it is that's going on, injury or business challenges, it's as much of a mental challenge as it is a physical challenge or a financial challenge. When we can get our mindset back to that place of grace, giving us an opportunity to find a resolution. When we have patience for ourselves, we can figure it out. But when we're beating ourselves up and we have that negative mindset, when we're constantly downing ourselves, pulling ourselves down, we get stuck and we don't move forward. This is a journey of rediscovery, patience, and resilience by embracing the healing process, setting realistic goals, seeking support, and celebrating every step, every little achievement you make. You will navigate this journey with grace and strength. And remember, the goal isn't just to return to what you love, but to find the joy and fulfillment in the journey back to it. So continue to celebrate every step along the way. Don't let other people derail you. You'll get there. It might take a little bit of time, but it'll be worth it in the end because it's your passion, it's your dream, it's your fulfillment. I think that's where we'll leave it this week. I hope that this was helpful for you. It was just some of my thoughts on things that I've been experiencing recently and how I'm trying to return to something that I love after an injury and returning to my business, getting my business back off the ground because I've been focusing on caring for both my parents the last few years. And I've been working in the gaps of what their needs were. And now I have all this time on my hands to actually focus on my clients, new clients, helping entrepreneurs get back in the saddle with their social media and putting myself back on the horse and doing the things that I've done well in the past to actually serve people in the small business world, serve entrepreneurs, specifically, I guess I should say, wellness entrepreneurs, because there's so many people out there that need the wellness that these folks offer. And I would love to help them spread the message on how they can serve and support people. So this is an opportunity to reconnect with your passions, set your goals, and perhaps even find a deeper meaning in your life's activities. Setbacks don't have to be the end all be all. A setback can actually be a setup for a comeback in a new and greater way than you ever thought possible. That's where I'm at this day and age, this time in my life. I hope this was a helpful information for you. And I would encourage you, if you want to talk about social media, if you would like to grow your business and expand on social media, I'm available to have a conversation. You can go over to Lisa Mosbey, LisaMosbey.com and click book. Book 30 minutes with me and let's talk about what are you currently doing, what's working, what's not working, and what can we do better. I'm here to support you in your entrepreneurial journey. Please reach out. I'm happy to help. And thanks again for listening to a little bit of advice today.